All right, now let me give you 3 picks that I like for this weekend. 3 picks out of the Big 12. I'm Pete Mundo on Heartland College Sports. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video. We appreciate you doing that. And as always, subscribe to the channel. Big gulp of water, and then you got my picks, all right? I'll give you a lock, an underdog, and a bad bet. Let me start with my underdog. My underdog for this week in the Big 12 against the spread is Colorado plus 4.5 against Kansas State at home. I get the better quarterback at home. I'm taking it. Both teams off a bye. Here's the thing with Colorado right now, and really Kansas State as well. This is a big reason I like Colorado in this spot. Kansas State has not been good on the road. Kansas State is 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 road games. That is not good. They are not the same team on the road as they are at home. On top of that, Colorado is 6-2 as an underdog in their last 8 games. Gives you a little insight into how Deion Sanders' team plays as underdogs. And then I'm looking at Shedeur Sanders and how he has got to be licking his chops going up against this Kansas State secondary that has just not looked good. I mean, they've given up a boatload of passing yards in the air. 342 to Tulane, 268 to Arizona. I mean, it's just, oh, gosh. 364 to the Cowboys in Stillwater. They have not been a good team against the pass so far this season. So I'm looking at that as an opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to be licking his chops against this Kansas State secondary. And he's at home, and Avery Johnson, as a first-year starter, walking into that environment, it's going to be chaotic late on Saturday night in Boulder. I'm getting the home dog there and 4.5 points. Sign me up for Colorado plus 4.5 in that one, and I'm not looking back. I know some of you might say, well, the public's on Colorado. Fine. Okay. I'll take my chances there. I'm going to roll with the Buffaloes in that spot at home at plus 4.5. Meantime, my bad bet of the week. If you are watching the preview show, you may have sensed this coming. My bad bet, meaning I'm on the other side of this, is BYU -4. I'm not touching it. I'm not. And it's nothing against, well, I guess it is something against BYU, but let me explain here. I'm looking at Arizona, and I see a team that just bounces back and forth. I see a team that plays solid one week, plays poorly the next. Plays solid one week, plays poorly the next. Didn't like what I saw last week against Texas Tech. The week prior, I liked what I saw against Utah. Kansas State was a mess. Now, in this game in particular, I'm looking at Arizona, and I'm saying to myself, okay, they still have, to me, the best weapons on the field, right? Quarterback, wide receiver. We know where the talent is. We know what they've got. We know what they're capable of doing. And I still think that as they figure out the offense under a new coaching staff, that eventually is going to click and have to come together at some point. I firmly believe that. It's going to happen. The offense, when you look at just the overall stats, has not been bad. Arizona is 6th in the Big 12 out of 16 teams in passing yards per game. And while BYU's defense has admittedly been really good, right? You can't take anything away from what the BYU defense has done thus far. The most impressive performance is probably the win at SMU in week 2. When you look at just the overall performance with how SMU is playing. I'm still sitting here and I'm saying to myself, gosh, I'm getting 4 points in this matchup. If I'm Arizona, I'm looking at it and it just feels so enticing. And here's the other thing. BYU has been awesome against the spread. They are 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 games, right? That's incredible. That's a testament to BYU. That's a testament to Vegas underrating and undervaluing them. But at some point, that streak has to be snapped. And I don't like to just play those numbers. I'm not trying to just play the guessing game of, well, they're due, but there is a part of me that says they're due. At the very least, for a cover here from Arizona, and I'm getting more than a field goal in this game as well, which is where I feel pretty good about this. I feel pretty good about the fact that in this spot, Arizona looking to bounce back. We saw them do it on the road against Utah a couple of weeks ago. They can do that in this game. And it's something that I'm thinking will ultimately play a role in terms of how the game itself ends up playing out. So give me Arizona +4. My bad bet is BYU -4 this weekend. And then my lock of the week. My lock of the week, I'm going Cincinnati +3 at UCF. UCF has trailed its last 3 games by at least 21 points at one point. They came back to win the TCU game. But Cincinnati's coming off a bye. Cincinnati's a couple of plays away from 5-0. And I don't know what the heck's been going on this week with this UCF team dealing with a hurricane barreling down on its state. That's got to have some kind of a human impact on a team. They got smoked by UF last week. They looked awful against Colorado on their home turf. Cincinnati's been sneaky good. I don't think they're getting enough credit here. I don't think they're getting enough value here. And I'm getting 3 points. I know it's the road team. I know it's always tough being the road team in this spot. But if I'm getting it, I'm going to take it. And, neither of these teams have been all that good against the spread. But here's what stood out to me. And I mean over the last several games going back to last year. What stood out to me is UCF is 2-8 in their last 10 games as the favorite. Gus Malzahn does not have this team ready when they're the favorite. He doesn't. People look at this team the last, couple of seasons, and they see a lot of talent. And for whatever reason, that talent has not come together like many of us, at least thus far this year, have expected it to. And I'm a guy who picked UCF to make the Big 12 championship game. And I'm not going to sit here and back off of that or tell you that didn't happen if you're a new viewer or a new listener. My preseason pick was Utah versus UCF. So you can't say I'm a UCF hater. I've just watched these games the last 3 weeks. I have not seen a team that's come out of the gates prepared. Now they came back against TCU. But outside of that, how do you feel good about this team the last month? You can't. Cincinnati off a bye with 2 losses by a combined 4 points, playing very solid on both sides of the ball, and I'm getting a field goal against a team that's dealing with a hurricane this week. I'll take it. Cincinnati is my lock of the week at +3. So my lock is Cincinnati +3. My underdog is Colorado +4.5. And my bad bet is BYU -4, meaning I'm taking Arizona plus the 4 points. I'm Pete Mundo on Heartland College Sports. I like this. I'll leave you with this from the viewer on YouTube with the username Wet Blanket. Lock of the week. Buy -14.5 against Oklahoma State. Where's the rim shot? That is outstanding work. Outstanding. I love it. Oh, you guys have a great day. We are going to be here with you on Sunday for the Week 7 reaction show on the podcast and on YouTube. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video. It does help more than you realize, so please do hit it. And also subscribe to the channel on YouTube, on the podcast. Thank you, guys. If you've had any podcast issues, they should be fixed. But if not, please let me know. Pete Mundo at heartlandcollegesports.com. Thank you for being here. Go Big 12. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.